This is a good recipe for leftover chicken, Italian chicken manicotti. Manicotti pasta stuffed with chunks of chicken, lots of different cheeses, and Italian seasonings. Topped with a rich homemade tomato sauce and more cheese. Baked to perfection. Welcome to Tess's Kitchen. So let's get started. I'm starting by making the sauce. In a pan on medium heat, I'm adding a couple tablespoons of oil, chopped onions, green bell pepper, some finely chopped carrots, and I think they add a tad of sweetness to counter the acidity of the tomatoes in this dish, and some chopped celery, a little bit of salt and pepper, and give it a good stir. Gonna let that cook for a couple minutes until the veggies start getting tender. The list of ingredients and instructions for this recipe can be found in the description box below. Next, I'm adding my minced garlic and cooking for an additional minute. Then I'm slowly going to add my red wine and chicken broth, bringing that up to heat and letting that simmer for 5 to 7 minutes. If you like this video, remember to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment below. You can also come visit me on Facebook, Google+, Pinterest, and Tess Cooks For You blog. Now I'm adding a can of chopped San Marzano tomatoes with the juice. You can use any canned chopped tomatoes, giving that a good mix, and next are the seasonings. I have 1 tablespoon each of parsley, oregano, basil, and Italian seasonings, and a teaspoon of thyme. I have lots of flavor going into this manicotti. That might seem like a lot of seasonings, but I will be adding more liquid. Bringing that up to heat, and time for a taste test. Letting that simmer for 15 minutes. I'm adding about 1 to 1.5 cups of tomato sauce and 1 cup of heavy cream. And this is going to add a richness to this meal. I'm going to let that simmer for about 10 minutes and then remove from the heat. Now it's time to make the chicken filling, and I'm starting by cooking my veggies so they can cool. In my saucepan on medium heat, I'm adding a couple tablespoons of oil, some chopped onion and green bell pepper, salt and pepper, giving that a good stir and letting that cook for about 3 to 5 minutes until the veggies start becoming tender. I'm adding a good tablespoon of minced garlic with some juice and about a half a cup of chicken broth. I'm going to give that a good stir and simmer for about 2 to 3 minutes until reduced, and then I'm going to remove it from the heat and let it completely cool. You can stick it in the fridge to help speed this process. In a large bowl, I'm adding whole milk ricotta cheese, some finely chopped cooked chicken, 1 to 2 whisked eggs, and these happen to be small, so I'm adding 2, about a 1/4 cup of fresh chopped parsley, and about a tablespoon or so of chopped fresh basil. I happen to have some of this tomato basil crumbled feta cheese, so that's going to go into the bowl as well, and it's going to add an element of saltiness. A 1/4 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese and a 1/4 cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Adding a little bit of black pepper and giving that a good mix. And this is something that you can make ahead of time and refrigerate. Next, I'm going to fold in our cooled cooked vegetable mixture. The vegetables add a lot of flavor and texture to the filling. I have my oven preheating to 375 degrees. I par-cooked the manicotti for 3 to 4 minutes just to make it pliable so I can stuff them. This is the fun part, just taking a teaspoonful at a time and filling the manicotti. This is a great time to get the kids involved. You can make these ahead of time and they freeze very well. I had just enough filling for all the manicotti. I lightly greased the bottom of my pan. You can also put a layer of sauce on the bottom if you wish, just so the pasta does not stick. Now I'm pouring the sauce over the top. I'm only using about half, and I'm reserving the rest for on the side in case anyone wants extra sauce. Covering with foil and baking at 375 degrees for 30 minutes. Now I'm removing from the oven and uncovering. I'm sprinkling the top with some fresh grated Parmesan and mozzarella cheese. Now I'm returning the manicotti to the oven and baking for an additional 15 minutes, just until that cheese gets ooey, gooey, and brown. Remove from the oven and let it set for 10 minutes before serving. Love all that bubbly cheese on top. It smells fantastic. I can't wait to eat. Serving with a fresh garden salad on the side and some toasted garlic Parmesan basil bread. A delicious meal that will help you use some of those leftovers. Rich with flavor, rich with comfort. Enjoy. Thanks for joining me here in Tess's kitchen. If you like this video, please remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for future recipe videos. You can also come visit me on Facebook, Pinterest, Google+, and Tess's blog. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.